This movie, Jack and Jill, is Katie Holmes, who's married to Tom Cruise. And
yes.
you're like buddies with Tom Cruise. How did you meet him? How long have you guys been friends?
I don't even know how it happened. Oh, he hosted Saturday Night Live years ago, and I got to meet him there. And he's a great guy, and we were at dinner. Me and Cruise and Katie and my wife, and we were eating, and we were getting ready to shoot the picture, and he says, "This is weird that my wife's going to be your wife in the movie. That's very weird. It's bizarre." And I was like, "It's a PG movie, no worries. Nothing's going to happen. You know that." I said, "In fact, anything I do with your wife in the movie, you can do with my wife in real life." And so just every morning I would go to the set and I'd hear my wife go, "Please do a love scene." My father in real life wasn't selfish. He was all about his family.
But no, but then I think the weirdest thing he did was the dog.
Oh yeah, he named the dog Adam. And he'd always say, Adam, come in here, and I'd come in and he'd go, "Not you, the dog." When I was a kid, I was like, I am going to be in the military, I'm going to defend our country. That's all I ever talked about in my house. Like, I'm defending, this is what I'm made for. And then I was like 15 at the dinner table, and I was saying that same speech, I can't wait to join the military. My father goes, "You're not joining the military." And I go, "Why not?" He goes, "Because you're a pussy."
I got a girlfriend there. I read in the paper I had a fiance, but I don't. I have a girlfriend, and she's a very nice girl. And
she's younger than you, I understand.
Oh, yes.
But you're a kid yourself. I mean, how old a guy are you? You're like in 24 or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you have very youthful appearance.
I act young yet.
Yeah.
I'm getting older. I'm 32. Yeah, no, she's an eight-year difference, me and the girl. And
so what would that be? 8 years, you're 32?
I'm not sure, but... I know this, though. We figured out that when she was 5 years old and learning to read, I was 13 and learning to read.
Well, David, by the way, we do this little comedy tour, we're running around, and I bring my kids sometimes on the comedy tour. And we get on the plane, and David sometimes will be with a different lady. Uh-huh. And you know, I don't know what to say anymore. So I just every time now my kids look, they're like, "Is this is someone?" I just go, "That's another one of David's sisters."
Besides your face, what body part do you look at the most in the mirror?
I don't want to look at it, but the thing. I don't want to look at it at all. It just happens. That's what I see. This is the truth. My grandfather was a cab driver here in New York for many years, for like 30 years. Yeah, and so I was driving here. I took a cab to come here, and I told the cab driver while I was driving here, I was like, "Hey, buddy, my grandfather was a cab driver too. So wow. Good job."
Yeah.
He always told me a lot of stories. Good, you know, you guys work real hard and do great things for the city. Way to go. You know, thanks, man. And he turned back and he said, "Death to all Jews." I mean, that's what my grandfather used to say.
Now, your folks are in town?
Yes, my folks are here.
They're staying with you?
They just came out here. I'm very nervous about that.
Now, you seem... Why? Why would you be nervous?
Get tense around my folks, because
yeah.
I love them so much. I want them to have a good time, and I don't know how to do anything. I'm not a good host. You know, normally I go home and I go to their life. So I say to my dad, and I said, "Dad, I'm nervous about you coming." And he goes, "Don't be nervous. We'll do..." I said, "I don't know what you want to do." And he goes, "We'll do what you do. We'll adjust. You do what you do, and we'll do what you do." So apparently, this weekend they're going to lay in bed and masturbate all day. Lovely.
So when I shot the movie, I was so excited about getting to know jewelry and stuff, and they gave me one of the, the loop thing.
The magnifies.
The magnifies the thing. Yeah. And so I started looking at everybody's jewelry to see if it was good or bad. And then, this is the weirdest thing I discovered, because of the loop, I have a penis. I had no idea.
My big sexual move, the only thing on occasion I change speeds. That's about it. You know? Back and forth, change speeds to change it up a little. But like I'll go slow, fast, slow, that kind of thing. And if they like that, I'll give the double fast with a slow twist.
Who's a better kisser, Jen Aniston or Drew Barrymore? Uh-oh.
That's a tough one. They can only break hearts this answer, so I'm going to have to go with Chris Rock. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if it's a great story, but my wife's grandmother, it's okay. It ends up okay. But my wife's grandmother is 99. So 99. So we had a good lady. So we had a nice birthday party for her this past weekend. And so anyway, she's 99 and she's sleeping at our house, and in the middle of the night, I hear this terrifying scream. And I woke up, uh-oh, something happened. I go down and Grandma fell, and she fell. Everything was all right. She didn't get badly hurt. She just hurt her knee, but it was okay. And she was frantic, and who are you? And I said, it's Adam, and nervous about everything. Got her back to bed. She was laughing. By the end, everything was good. So then the next night, I'm laying in bed, and I hear the same scream, and I was like, oh boy. And that whole day during her birthday, I kept telling her it was my birthday too, as a joke. I was saying, why is everybody celebrating yours? It's mine too, blah, blah. She's like, it is? I said, yeah. And then the end of the night, I told her it's not really my birthday, and blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I go downstairs after the scream, and she didn't fall this time. I said, Grandma, what happened? She's like, I had a bad dream. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And she goes, who are you? And I said, it's Adam. She goes, happy birthday. Swear to God. It was so funny. So I get to go to the greatest event, but my team's not there. So it's just very weird, you know? You just don't know what to feel. It's like going to an orgy. And just like there's no one you really want to be with, so you just kind of sit in the middle and go, hey. You guys do it. Have fun.
Do you find yourself repeating your dad's habits? So you become
A little bit.
Yeah, that happens, doesn't it? Yeah.
He's a great man. I'm not as cool as my old man, but I'm stealing some of his tricks. Like when he used to talk to my mom, every time he gambled on the golf course.
Yeah.
And every time he would say a number, he would take a zero off it. That was his big move. And my mother would say, how much did you bet me? He'd say, $30, and I knew it was $300. So, so now I kind of steal that thing, the zero thing at my house with my girl. She'll say, how many ice cream sandwiches did you have? I say, 2.
Take me on a journey. Take me far away from this life. I'd leave it in a hurry. Let's run away before morning light. You
And my dad's a very good golfer, so I was golfing with him a lot, and it was nice, getting to see my dad a lot. Yeah. And he bought me a putter. I show up to the pro shop, and he goes, I got you a putter, kid. And then he gives me the putter, and it says, to my best pal, love, Dad, on it. And I was like, oh my God, that's nice. That's nice. He's a nice dad. And and so, anyways, I play with I putt and whatever. But, I go back out to California away from my dad, and the thing is, it's not a good putter. And I don't play very well with the putter, and it never goes well. I just don't play well, but I always see that to my best pal, love, Dad, on. I'm like, I gotta play with that putter, Feel very guilty, but finally, like 5 months later, I called my dad up and I said, Dad, I appreciate the gift. It was very nice of you, and I love you. It's just that I don't putt good with that putter, and I was wondering if I could maybe go get another putter. And he goes, I gave you a putter?
Dad, we're in Oahu, we're having a great time. I always got to force my kids to get out of the pool and go to the beach. I'm like, let's go to the beach. If you got a pool at home, come on, let's get in the Hawaiian water. So, I don't want to, it's rough, the water's rough. I said, it's fine, blah, blah, blah. I buy them 2 tubes that they can sit in. I'm like, just sit in the tubes. But, do that. So my big one is sitting, my 10-year-old, she's sitting in the tube, and I'm watching, and I'm videoing her. And as I'm videoing, I'm like, this looks like a big wave coming. And I'm like, oh God, no. And she's perfectly facing the wave, gets hit, does a flip, lands on her feet, but I can see she shook up.
Wow, on her feet?
Lands on her feet. Like, we would not expect that to happen. No. But she lands on her feet. I'm videoing, and I go, I better say something quick. I go, I got that on video. And She was so happy.
Oh, she was.
She gets tricked into like, oh yeah, that was supposed to happen. I go, come here, look at that. Yeah, I'll show you. And she's like, yeah, I landed on my feet. I'm like, that's right, you did. You're the greatest. You're a gymnast. Blah blah blah. No crying. Then literally a minute later, my other one, same position. I see the wave coming. I'm just watching. Boom, flip. She looks terrified. Looks back at me. Did you get that? And I didn't get that.
Have you ever, when's the last time you got pulled over?
I get pulled over sometimes, and we have nice conversations.
How's it work? You know,
pretty good. Works out pretty good.
Driver's license, registration, and then you say what?
It usually goes like, sir, do you know Sandler?
First grade, I had a little crush on Miss Coletsis. I wouldn't raise my hand to go to the bathroom. I would pee myself. And
How is that a move?
here's how it worked. Because then she had to change me. And then, so whenever she was changing me, I was like, here we are. My two daughters are little and they fall asleep in the bed with me and my wife a lot. And so they're always there, and they're the best, and I love them more than anything. They snuggle with you and all that stuff. But, you know, I am a grown man. I do like to have sex. And so I mean...
Well, this is the place to call attention to that, right here. He's a grown man. He likes to have sex.
No, I mean... All right. So anyways, I'm lying in bed with the wife, and the two kids are sleeping next to us. That's the wife, I call it. And so we're laying there, and we're both up, and the two kids are sleeping. And I was like, hey, you know, let's pull this. Can we do this here? And she's like, no, you don't do that with your kids in the bed. I was like, I don't move that much. I'm not going to wake them, you know. But I didn't, you know, I'm not a flexible guy. So anyway, she says, no, we're not doing that. You can get arrested or whatever. So I say, all right.
God.
So anyway, so I say, can we go down the hall? They're not using their bed.
Right.
So...
Why not? Now that makes perfect sense.
Thank you, David. I knew you'd back me up. So anyways, we get into my littlest kid's bed and flip the lights off, and I went at it pretty good, and I did some serious damage in there. And after the fact, I said, wasn't that great? Wasn't that worth it? And she goes, what, watching you bang Elmo? Because it wasn't her.
Oh.
But I told my wife I really did think it was you, and I did a great job, and then I finished the deal because it was the first time I ever heard you say la 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 la. All right. So anyways, I was at dinner with Steve Buscemi. This is like 25 years ago or something. We're sitting at Dan Tana's and eating, and then Rickles came over to us, and we were like, oh my God, this is happening right now. And he says to Buscemi, something like, maybe 23, whatever years ago, he says something about, I saw your movie, Mr. Pink, more like Mr. Stink, or something like that. And Buscemi's like, laughing. And then he laughs and he goes, ooh, maybe get some braces. Something like that. And then he sees me and he goes, ooh, and you, wow. And I go, hey, how you doing? And he's like, I think it was Happy Gilmore or something. He goes, so Happy Gilmore, watch the whole thing. Wow, amazing how no talent can get you a movie. I was like, yes.
The thing I noticed, Dave, is I'm getting older, and a little, you know, my body has changed over the last few years. It's not good. It's not as good. It was never awesome, but it was better, you know.
Right.
And I remember.
In what regard is it changing?
It's getting a little thicker.
But everything still works, though, right?
Oh, yeah, that stuff's all right.
It's not very good. I use it, but I don't use it right, I guess. I've never heard anyone say good job.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I noticed with getting a little not as handsome and the body not as good. My shirt coming off. Now, when I was younger, and if I was whatever, if I was with a girl, I was whatever, and we were moving on to that level, and I had to take my shirt off, I was almost looking forward to it. I was like, hey, I'm going to surprise her with this
is how
pretty
we make
good
the deal. That's right.
Check this out. Not
Here
only
we
is
go.
he Yeah. Pretty funny, and look at the abs. Yeah. Now I'm with my girl. I take my shirt off. I'm like, at least I'm nice.
You're being too hard on yourself.
Nah.